me ask you a question. What is the truth you are too ashamed to tell? For me, it was scrolling LinkedIn jobs, while on the other hand, I was busy posting for my coaching business, telling everybody that I'm going all in. So, in this video, I want to talk about the truth you are too afraid to talk about in your messy middle. By the end of this video, I want you to be able to name that truth you've been avoiding, separate shame from strategy, and identify one practical next step that's going to help you or that's going to actually support you in your next season. Now, here's my truth. I moved back to the US in 2023. I say the move was because America had better opportunities for my coaching business. And that was partly true. But the deeper truth was I was scared. I was trying to stabilize, and I was ashamed that I even needed to consider getting a job. A clean, honest, stabilizing step. Because sometimes the thing you're ashamed to admit is not evidence, though, that you don't have it together. Sometimes that thing that you're avoiding is the doorway into your next honest season. See, the messy middle has what I call terrible branding. Nobody wants to post currently in between identities or revenue unclear or confidence shattered. That does not look good on LinkedIn, right? We like the clean stories. I left the thing, built the thing, healed the thing, monetized the thing, and now I help other women think the thing. We want that clean, polished, very algorithm friendly story. But real transition is not neat. Real transition often has a night you don't talk about. It's a month you don't put in the bio. It is that decision that looks like a detour, but later it turns out to have been the bridge. So in my case, the messy middle looked like quietly searching for jobs while still trying to hold on to my identity as an entrepreneur. I still believe I have that identity. And that's why I'm here and that's why I'm doing this right now. But I'm doing it from alignment. It was very hard for me to admit that I needed to find a job. And it was especially hard because I had attached so much meaning to being the founder. And for that reason, my niche when I moved back was working with founders who were bottlenecks in their business. And I can do that really, really well. But I was not doing it from a position of real alignment. Being the founder sounded powerful. Being the employee felt like I was failing. But here are the lessons that I learned. Sometimes we don't reject the practical step because it was wrong. We reject it because it threatens the identity that we are trying to protect. And that's where shame comes in. Shame says if you take the job, your dream wasn't big enough. If you ask for help, you're not as strong as people think. If you need stability, maybe you weren't really called to do this. Or if you pause, if you pivot, if you downshift, or if you take a bridge season, people will think you have failed. And what we do as high achieving women is we pretend professionally. Now, I want to connect what I'm telling you to what I call the strength trap. The strength trap convinces you that because you are capable, you must always look capable. You cannot need a bridge. You cannot need help. You cannot need a practical season. You cannot say, actually, I need to stabilize before I scale. No, absolutely not. It's a no-go. You must always rise, expand, optimize. You must crush it. Build in public, heal in private, and preferably have a green juice. Look healthy like everybody else expects you to. But the strength trap is sneaky because it is built from evidence. You have solved problems and things before for everybody else. You have carried people forward. You've fixed complicated, difficult situations at work. You've built a six-figure business, or you have crushed big deals and you've taken other men out of competition. You have figured big things out before. So now your mindset is, well, obviously we must continue being superhuman. And that's the brand. But here's where the problem comes in. When your identity is built around being strong, telling the truth can feel like a demotion. And it's very dangerous because if you cannot tell the truth, you cannot make a clean decision. You can only make a performative one. A performative decision asks, what will make me look okay? Whereas a clean decision asks, what is actually needed here? There's a big difference. The performative one is PR, the other one is wisdom. And your nervous system knows the difference. Now, I want to promise you that the truth you're hiding is actually very important. Most of the time, the truth we're hiding is not even that serious. Most of the time, the truth we are hiding, it's not even scandalous. It's very practical. And it sounds like I need an income, or I need rest, I need a bridge job, or I need to move in with someone for a season. I did that. I need to ask for help, or I need to admit that this business model isn't working for now, or I need to stop pretending that I'm fine. I need to take a step that does not match the version of success that other people want to see. That's usually it. See, there's nothing scandalous about that. Sometimes it's just, I need health insurance. And yet, because we have wrapped our identity around being the strong one, or the capable one, the visionary one, the woman who always lands on her feet, even basic practical needs can feel very humiliating. But needing support should not be humiliation. Needing stability is not failure. Taking a practical season is not proof that your dream has died. It might be how the dream survives. In my own story, the job search and the stabilizing in that season, it gave me what I needed at that time. It gave me the ability to move into my own space. Later on, I was able to bring my children across oceans into something stable enough to hold them. That doesn't mean that I failed. That was infrastructure. And sometimes high achieving women need to stop chasing inspiration long enough to build the infrastructure. So I want to give you 3 practical questions that are going to help you uncover the truth. What am I pretending is fine? Not what is fully broken. What are you pretending is fine? Is it your money? Is it your energy? Is it your marriage, your business model, your career path, your faith? Is it your confidence? Is it your health or your support system? Sometimes the truth starts with just one sentence, admitting to yourself, this is harder than I thought it would be. That sentence alone gives you the data that you need, that's useful to stop the drama and take action. Now, question number 2, what practical need am I calling a personal failure? Now, that one's big. Are you calling a job failure? Are you calling rest laziness? Or are you calling help dependency? Are you calling a slower season embarrassment? Are you calling financial stabilization going backward? That is where you have to pause and ask, is this actually failure, or does it just not match the image I'm trying to maintain? Question number 3, what would I do next if I wasn't trying to protect my image? That is what I call the clean question. If nobody was watching, if nobody was judging you, if nobody would say, oh, I thought you were further along, what would you do? Would you apply for that role? Would you ask for help? Would you adjust the offer? Would you pause and launch or relaunch? Would you take the bridge season? Would you tell the truth? That answer to that question might be your next clean step. It may not be your most favorable step, but it's the bridge that's going to help you get across. Now, let me speak to the faith piece for a moment, because sometimes we confuse trust with passivity. We say, I'm trusting God, but what I really mean is I'm sitting very still and hoping clarity drops from the ceiling like a divine post it note. You know, that is not trust, that is avoidance. Trust, complete trust in your creator, is not doing nothing. It is doing your part, doing the thing, all of it, the beautiful parts and the humbling parts. You fully surrender after doing everything that you needed to do. You know, that's the difference between control and leaving it to divine intervention. Because the goal is not to perform clarity, the goal is practice honesty, and honesty is what gives you your power back. If you're just joining us, my name is Janet Nambi. As I walk through my own messy middle, I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. I left a thriving business, got divorced 2 years later, was broke, moved in with my parents, with 4 kids, and I had to start all over again. So I help other women navigating this messy middle to not do it by themselves, but to do it with clarity and confidence. Now, why am I telling you all this? July 3rd, I have a free masterclass coming up, the Pivot Masterclass. And I want you to join me because we are going to walk through all of the things, the patterns that keep us stuck in trying to navigate our messy middle, but going back to the same insecurities. And how do we map a blueprint forward so that our next chapter or our next season is calm, it's fulfilling, and it's meaningful? The link is in the comments. Join us for the masterclass.